views expressed on this program are not those of IntellectualRadio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It's Health and Wellness Monday, and our topic for today is empowering women through wellness. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from the Drive at 5 with Roman. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, Rosala and I talked about, is my relationship making me sick? You can head on over to YouTube and type in Intellectual Radio and stay connected for any episodes you may have missed. The quote of the day is, so many people spend their lives gaining wealth and then have to spend their wealth regaining their health. We are so grateful for our sponsor on today. We have Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, who has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson, and we're from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
Today we are celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King Jr. was born January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. He died on April the 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. He was a Baptist minister and social activist who led the civil rights movement in the United States from 1950 until his death by assassination in 1968. His leadership was fundamental to the movement's success in ending the legal segregation of African Americans in the South and other parts of the United States. Dr. Martin Luther King rose to national prominence, and he headed the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which promoted nonviolence, such as the Massive March on Washington in 1963, to achieve civil rights. And he was also awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964, and today we still celebrate his legacy. If you are tuned in on any form of social media, please like the show, share the show, and invite someone else in on the show that you feel may benefit from this valuable information. My special guest today is the founder of Linkage Wellness Institute and Linkage Beauty Movement. She's a survivor and entrepreneur. She is dedicated to sharing her wisdom and experience to help women advance with their health and wellness. Welcome to Warriors Talk, Mimi Frazier. Hey, Mimi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. Now, Mimi is not a stranger to Warriors Talk. She has previously been a guest on Warriors Talk, sharing her cancer journey, and she is back to spread some health and wellness information to empower women to take charge of their wellness. So I'm excited about the conversation today.
Me too.
Yeah, so let's just jump right into the conversation, Mimi. And what I want to know is what inspired you to start Linkage Wellness Institute, and how has your own cancer journey shaped that mission?
Sure. Me most is Linkage Beauty Movement, LLC, which is the initiative that I started in 2019. It was basically just an online platform that was created to be like a safe space and a place where we highlight women, where we make women feel good. And that turned into such beautiful other things. And while I was on that journey, I just started to think about bigger and better plans and more things that I can do. outside of cancer, that has to do with our journey and what we have to go through as far as healing and recovery and what those things look like. It's not just about cancer. Some of us are fortunate enough to kind of get past certain levels, and what is life like after that? That's what I wanted to focus on with Linkage Wellness Institute.
Now, what was your wellness or your health and wellness like before your cancer journey? Like, did you see a big difference in how
Yes.
you acted afterwards?
Yes, absolutely. I can definitely say that I was very much careless with my health and wellness before my cancer journey. That's why it's so important for me to spread awareness about early detection as far as everything in our bodies, not just our breasts, but as far as everything as a whole. Women, we go through so much, and it's very important and vital for us to stay on top of our health and wellness at all times, as far as our mental state, physical state, and all of that together.
Do you feel like a lot of times, like not just people, but like the doctors, they don't look at it as it's a whole holistic thing when it comes to health and wellness. Like sometimes they are concentrate on, that the physical part, but then there's other components that help bring
Yes,
balance to wellness.
absolutely. I do feel like it's part of the doctor's whole, I guess, the way they do things to just give us medicine, talk to us about what we're feeling, and send us on our way. I can't say that for all doctors. I do have two doctors that are very invested in my health, and we've been together for a while. And the most important part, most doctors don't listen. The difference between someone hearing you and someone listening to you. The doctors hear, they're not listening to how you feel, what you're requesting, what you're saying your body feels like, and things like that. They're basically just going off of the book and not your voice. And so I feel like that's very important to advocate for yourself, or you find a doctor that you feel is invested in some type of way with your health journey and how you are doing every day to day, not just at the appointments that you go.
Have you often encountered women who may have been afraid to advocate for themselves? Because sometimes this process, when you get diagnosed with cancer, it could be intimidating. And when they
Very much.
tell you something, you feel like, oh, they're the authority. So, and in your gut, you may be like, but you may not want to question. Like, have you ran
Yeah,
into women and had to like, help them find their voice when it comes to their health?
absolutely. All the time. Even for myself, it took for me a long time. Even after creating Linkage Wellness Institute, I had to kind of still find myself putting my foot down with my doctors and saying, hey, this is what I want. This is what I feel I need. And this is what I have to do. It may not sound good to you, or it may not be a part of the plan because I'm taking medicine out of the equation, but I have to advocate for me. And as far as other women, it is so important for me to listen and for me to give the advice that would make someone feel better and to make change in their lives, not just what I feel like is best for them, but number one for everyone is to advocate for yourself at all times. Never be afraid. A doctor is a person just like me and you. They just went to school and got a little bit of knowledge of some things, and we count on to help us survive. So it's a team effort. It's not you just listening to them. It's a team effort. You guys are working together. So you have to look at it in that way and not look at them as your superior or someone that's telling you what to do. It's a person on the journey with you that's consulting with you about what it is that's best for you.
I like that because it should be a partnership. It's not a
Yes.
dictatorship. You dictating how
No.
this is going to go. As the
Hmm.
patient, I should have some type of input on how I'm being treated and how I want my health to go because
Yep.
I'm invested in my outcome. So yeah, I love that. I love that. So I know you're getting ready to graduate soon. So congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
achievement and all the hard work that you put into your degree. I just want to know, like, how does your academic journey in human services enhance your ability to serve your community with that degree?
Um, because when I started, because I was dealing with linkage beauty movement and a lot of women, and we deal with our cancer journeys, I thought I knew it all. I'm like, I'm going to go to school and I'm just going to ace everything. And I know what I'm doing. But going back to school just like unlocked so many different things as far as human services and what it entails and public health and all of the things that entails our journey and wellness and recovery and healing and all these different things that I wanted to center my degree on. And lucky for me, I was able to kind of concentrate on what I wanted to concentrate on. So when I do get my degree, I can really smoothly just slide into, the realm that I really want to be in and I know that I'll thrive in. So that was a great part of my academic journey, that I was able to focus on the things that matter to me the most, which is women's health.
Yes. So tell me about some of the key components of Linkage Wellness Institute and how it support women on their wellness journey.
Sure. First and foremost, I always wanted to stick out as a source of sisterhood and a place where you can come at any time. It's not just about when I get diagnosed with cancer. Institute. We are a wellness institute now, so we focus on everything that has to do with us. It's just that we started with focusing on breast cancer and things like that, but like I said, like there is life after breast cancer, so I wanted it to be more. So the most important and critical components are us being resourceful and us being there, being able to connect, being able to provide the access and the tools needed as far as patient navigation. That's the biggest thing that I encounter the most, is women being diagnosed and they come across our site and they're like, hey, there's no wellness navigator, there's no patient navigator here at the cancer center where I'm going. Can you help me? I'm just like, absolutely, because that was a part of my journey too. When I was diagnosed, there was absolutely no navigation as to like, what's going to happen to me? Where do I go? What if this happens? It was more or less just go to treatment, take these meds, and let us know if you have any difficulty after that. But none of the inside stuff, none of the, well, what about if this part of my body starts to act up from the chemo or the medication? Or what if my mind, I feel like mentally I'm having difficulty? What do I do? So that's where advocating for yourself comes into play, because you're having these difficulties. It's important to speak up. So being that connection, being that voice for those that need it, being the source of, making resources come alive, because a lot of women, they know of things that are there, but they're afraid to take that step. So I take that step for them. So another key component is just being very active in the work that I do, letting women know that I'm not afraid. Wherever you're afraid to speak and move, I'm not afraid. So if you trust me, then we'll get through this together.
That's important. I think that's important because you feel like you have you mentioned sisterhood. You have somebody there with you to take that step. Even if you're afraid
Yeah.
to do it, you talk to somebody else who probably been there, done that, know somebody who's been there, done that, and they can help navigate them and move forward versus being paralyzed into not moving.
Yes.
So that's really important for
Yes.
women to know that this type of service is out here. How can women get in contact with you to be able to access these particular services that have?
Sure. Sure. They can visit our website anytime at www.linkagewellnessinstitute.com. And there's several resources there where you can find what you need. You can fill out a questionnaire. You can fill out a form to let us know, hey, I'm looking for this. Hey, I'm looking for a care box. I'm looking for help with navigation. I have some information about our board of directors, all different types of things, how to donate, how to find specific resources we have on the website, and also the Linkage Beauty Movement website as well. You can find resources there. You can DM me personally on all of our social media platforms at Linkage Wellness Institute, Linkage Beauty Movement, and Linkage Essentials. You can also email us at linkagewellnessinstitute@gmail.com. And we did have a linkage line, and I kind of revamped that. So I'll be updating our number, because I changed it to, you can FaceTime and text with us at certain times of the day and night, just so you can have, women can still have someone, because I'm only one person. So I had to kind of cut back on the line that I had available 24/7. So now I can text and we can schedule FaceTime calls and we can get things done that way.
Awesome. And I made sure I put up your website information so
Thank
people will
you.
be able to stay connected with you. I was just
Yes.
thinking about, can you share a story of an individual who may have um, used your services that had a positive outcome?
Sure. Actually, I was referred to someone from another organization. I would say last year sometime, and she was very scared. She had just had a mastectomy. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to do as far as inside of her family, her job, things like that. We kind of struggle with our appearance and what we look like and things like that. So we talked almost every day. I opened even my direct line up to her. I went through a lot of the things that I went through personally because with starting Linkage Beauty Movement, that's how that came to life because I was so upset about what I looked like. And one day I don't know what came over me, but I wanted to empower us. We may not have boobs. We may have had surgeries to take certain things away from us, but knowing our value and knowing that we're much more than breasts, we're much more than ovaries and fallopian tubes and things like that. We can bring so much more to the world, but that is painstakingly detrimental in our lives. That person for someone to be able to text hours a day, to be able to send pictures back and forth like, hey, this is what I used to look like. Like I have pictures on hand for when my chest was just in bad condition. And it's like, this is what I look like then, and this is what I look like now. I'm willing to share my life. My life is pretty much open. I'm an open book to the people that I encounter because I want them to know that there is life after cancer. And I'm still fighting to this day, but it's still life to live. Like just because I'm in this situation doesn't mean that I'm stuck here. And so with that situation, I allowed her to be open, honest with me, and her walls just came down, and now she's just vibrant, thriving. She's moved to another state. She's kind of got another job, and she just feels so wonderful. And she always checks in and just says thank you for listening to me and making me feel beautiful again. And that's what Linkage Beauty Movement is about, and that's what Linkage Wellness Institute is about.
That's empowering because so many women sometimes they do feel like this, like you get the
Yes,
diagnosis and you have family members, and they may be there and be loving and supportive, but if they haven't been diagnosed, it's like you can't really
they don't understand.
identify. Right. So it's
Yeah.
important to have someone that identify. I know when I was going through, I would search out and link with people who've been through, maybe have the same
Yes.
diagnosis, and I would call them and they would say, oh, you can call me anytime, whenever you want to talk, and I would be able to call them and say, hey, I'm having this problem. This is hurting. This is aching.
Yes.
And this is what the doctor said. And they were able to calm those fears in me and say, oh, this is normal. Oh, yes, this, oh, no, question this. So I think it's very important for us as, I say mentors that are there because
Yeah.
somebody mentored me to be there for individuals that let them know, no, you're not alone. Yes, this could be a scary situation. Guess what? You can get through it. And here are the tools to do that.
And it's not the end. It's not the
Yes.
end. The diagnosis is not the end. That's the most important part. You got the diagnosis, but it's not the end. And let's plan your journey from this point forward.
I like that. Because sometimes you can get stuck just in that.
You're just like, my life is over. And
Yeah.
it's so easy to get overwhelmed with everything. Like,
Yes.
hey, I lost my job. My husband left. Like,
Wow.
Social Security got taken away from me.
Wow.
I've almost lost my home several times. I had to stop cancer treatment. It's like so many things that can. That's not something that I'm going to show every day because, like I said, there's life to live. God wakes me up every day. He gave me another chance to help others as well as help myself because I'm helping myself by doing things for others, for serving others and choosing the path that I chose. It helps me every day. So I don't look at it as I'm helping others. We're helping each other. All of the women that I've connected with, even you, have changed my life in a positive way and has got me where I am now, placed me where I am now. And I feel so confident and so humble to be here because I know that I'm making a difference. And that's all I want to do for the rest of my life. I just want to do this.
I know that I'm just watching you. You are bold in what you do. Like you you don't back down, you don't sugarcoat it, you make sure that the advocates and other individuals who are watching, who need support, that this is what it really is and this is what it looks
Yes.
like. A lot of times we
Hmm.
sugarcoat it with the pink ribbons and the pink, and it looks like it's so pretty, it's so delicate, but no, that's not what cancer is all about. And even though you can go through that struggle and have these scars, it's like you just evolved as this
Yeah,
warrior that keeps pushing, and
that's all you
it
can
gives
do.
others hope.
Yeah, that's all you can do is keep pushing, stay positive, stay focused, stay dedicated, and you will get to where you need to be.
What role, what I was thinking about, like, because there are other organizations that do similar things to what we do. We all have our own uniqueness to our
Yes.
organization. What role do you believe the community support plays in encouraging action after awareness? Because a lot of times we do the awareness, but we don't really encourage people to take action. So what role do you
Right.
feel the community support plays in that?
A big role. And I feel like a part of that is being consistent. You have to be consistent. And that's on both of our, like, for example, during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to go get my mammograms. I'm going to go get checked. I'm going to that month. And it's like, but what about every other month? So my job is to advocate for every other month, for every day. You know, hey, how's your health doing? I send out emails, I send out text messages, just checking in. Did you get your, how did that surgery go? How did that appointment go last week? How did that scan go? Because we have to stay on top of it. We can't let anything slide in any way. Any type of feelings that we're having, if it's something that we don't like, we have to stay on top of it. So consistency in the community with our voices and with others being strong enough to continue on with, hey, if you learned something, share it with your sister, your cousin, your neighbor, your coworker. I met this, the other day. She gave me her card. If you have someone in your family that's going through breast cancer, call this number or scan this QR code. It's about outreach. It's about talking. It's about being vocal. That's what's important in the community. Always being consistent, always being present.
Yes, I like that. And when you're consistent, people recognize that and they know where to go for
Yes.
the people who, oh yeah, they're consistent. They're always, they're always there in the community doing stuff. So it's important to also, for me, a lot of stuff that I've learned was word of mouth from
Yes.
other survivors. So
Yes.
never be afraid to share for those individuals out there what you learned. Don't be
Yes.
afraid to share with other survivors, because a lot of times the doctors and stuff don't have enough time to tell you everything that you need, that you're going to need on this journey. So a lot of the stuff you're going to get from your other warrior sisters that are going through. So
That's what helped me through. Especially at the very beginning, like you said, you just reached out to others for support. And that's how I met so many of the people that are still in my life that played very pivotal roles in me just being strong. It's not always easy. Every day is a struggle, but we just have to put that game face on. Once we're dedicated to what we're advocating for, put our game face on and just keep it pushing.
yes. What would you say listeners can expect from Linkage Wellness Workshops?
I'm so excited about
Mhm.
this. Like, I'm trying to still implement. I want a lot of resources. I don't want just like one or two things to do. Every week, I want us to be involved in things within the community. We have like a lot of little organizations that deal with children's things, women's health and wellness and all that. So I want to connect with them to see if we can kind of go live and do like cooking classes and painting, karaoke, journaling, meditation, yoga, all different types of things. So that's what's to be expected from the Linkage Wellness Workshops. Once I get it started, I would say the beginning of spring of this year. I want to kind of start putting out some weekly things that we're doing. It's most likely going to start with yoga and Zoom, kind of get us moving and going, because it's important for us to stay busy, stay athletic, get up in the morning, stretch, do your jumping jacks, go run, go walk, do something that keeps you active, because that's a very important role in our health and wellness journey as well. So that's going to be something that we talk about a lot in healthy eating, because I'm also trying to transition with that. All of the things that we love is bad for us. So I'm trying to get myself away from this. I'm very important. My health and wellness advisor, natural health advisor at Linkage. She said, anything that makes noise, like, which I'm guilty because I have it right beside me. She says, if you are eating anything that makes noise, you shouldn't have it. And so I'm guilty because I'm going to have that tonight. But I'm on a journey. I'm on a journey, and it's okay to, it's everything in moderation. Like, I've taken so many things out of my diet that I'm not supposed to have. So every now and again, I'll have like a chip or two or something like that, just to kind of give myself a treat, because it's hard out here, everything that we do. So it's okay to have a treat, but the real treat is taking care of yourself.
Absolutely. I like that you said it's a journey, because it is a journey.
Yes.
And it's not an overnight thing. I think people get discouraged because they think, oh, I failed today. But like you said, sometimes you may want to treat yourself, and then the next day you get back up and
Hey,
you get back on that journey, which is going to last you
absolutely.
a lifetime, so that you can have a lifetime of good quality of life as you age. So yes, it's a journey. So don't.
Realistic. And being realistic
Yes.
about it is important, because we all put all these unrealistic pressures on ourselves. And just with New Year's, like, oh, my New Year's resolution is this, this, this. And then New Year's, the January 1st comes and you're like, ugh, I need more time. So it's like, we have to put real, that's another part of Linkage Wellness, like being realistic with yourself. We are real people. I'm not setting anything that we can't do. Anything that I can't do, I wouldn't expect for anyone else to do. So I'm going along with the journey just like everyone else. I have my journey journal, and I fill that thing out every day. I send it to women, and I'm doing it myself every day. I'm incorporating new things in it. They can order it online if they want. I'll send it to them and see if it helps them. It's been helping me. And that's all I want to do, is continue to push out content that helps, whether you're looking at it on social media or journals and manuals that can help, that we can have in our physical space.
How can listeners participate in your Valentine's Day giveaway?
They can send me an email. They can send us a DM and for themselves or whomever else, and just give us just a little bit about why they feel like this person should get it. Because I feel like everybody should receive love and some type of joy on every special day. And a lot of us, we don't have our husbands, we don't have boyfriends, we don't have a significant other. And not to say that you are supposed to have that, but when you're going through a cancer journey or any type of journey, when these days come and you see all the commercials and you see people out, you kind of feel, we're human. We're going to feel it. We're going to feel it. So I know that. And it is very important for me to make everyone feel loved. So I'm going to get 10 people and I'll mail them out something very special for Valentine's Day.
Oh, I like that. Okay, you guys, don't forget, make sure that you email her and let her know who you want to nominate. What's the email address again, Mimi?
Linkage Wellness Institute at gmail.com, or they can DM us directly on any of our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok is back, right?
Yes, it's back.
So TikTok
It
too.
is back. It is back. What would be some words of wisdom that you would give someone, a woman who may be just entering her cancer journey, or they're done with treatment and they're on to their wellness journey?
For the woman that has just been diagnosed, I would say, don't be afraid. Speak up and put yourself first. Those are very important for being newly diagnosed. And for those who are survivors and thrivers, I would say continue on with your journey, whatever it is that you are doing to keep you positive, to keep you focused, to keep you dedicated to yourself and your mission. Continue anyone to make decisions. You are in control over your life. You are the author of your book and you're writing it. So it's up to you to make those decisions in your life, and just trust yourself. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mimi, for coming on to
You're
Warriors
welcome.
Talk. I always enjoy talking to you and hearing you. You just
Likewise.
just have a lot of energy, and your support is genuine. So I appreciate you and everything that you're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, and you're wonderful, and I love everything that you're doing as well.
You're You're welcome. You guys don't go anywhere. Coming up next on Intellectual Radio is Pillow Talk with God. And I will leave you with these words of wisdom. A healthy outside starts from the inside. Join me next Monday right here on Intellectual Radio at 6 p.m. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on IntellectualRadio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell, where we encourage, educate,